Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Smashing Maths Problems with MRT Maths. So today we are going to explore a brand new question type called the Unchanged family. And specifically we are going to look at this question type called one item unchanged. So what is it all about? Let's dive straight into it. Jie-min and her brother had some marbles. I'll underline the word some. I'll put a question mark. The ratio of the number that Jie-min had to the number of marbles that her brother had was 1 to 4. So for Jie-min, I will underline. I'll put 1 unit. For her brother, I will underline and I'll put 4 units. Which means that I'm following the sequence of 1 to 4. After their mother gave Jie-min 54 more. So the key phrase is over here. Their mother gave Jie-min 54 more. Notice that their mom just gave Jie-min, just gave one person, just gave one character 54 more marbles. So this question will be very different if it's Jie-min giving her brother, if it's her brother giving Jie-min, or Jie-min's mother giving both children, which means they're giving Jie-min and her brother 54 marbles. And that will change the dynamics of the question. But for this question itself, is extremely simple. It is really just their mother giving one character, which is Jie-min 54 marbles. Which is why this is called one item unchanged. As in, the only character that changed is Jie-min. And her brother's marbles didn't change. Okay? So the question said that Jie-min and her brother had the same number of marbles in the end. So I'll underline that. This is very crucial information for us. So the actual question is, how many marbles did Jie-min's brother have at first? So we're looking for Jie-min's brother and we're looking for at first. So having done the basics, let's get right down to our highlighters. So if you recall BYROG, so B for blue. So at the start, we say that Jie-min and her brother, their marbles was 1 to 4. Okay, why for yellow? So for yellow, their mother gave Jie-min 54 more. And now we jump to red. Jie-min and her brother had the same number of marbles in the end. And after red, it will be orange. So we're looking for Jie-min's brother at first. So for a question like this, many children, many problem solvers, right, they will actually be using model drawing. Okay, but I will introduce everyone something more powerful than model drawing, and it is none other than the Bca Ratio Table. So what is Bca? So Bca actually stands for before, change, after. So this Bca ratio table is very suitable for these kind of questions. Let us learn how to draw the Bca ratio table together, shall we? So I will start to draw my table, and please remember to use pencil when you are drawing this for exam, or as in during your exams, and also your other kinds of homework. So use pencil for the table, so that it's easy for you to make changes. So we're going to write down Jie-min followed by brother. So the pro tip is that I'll use my pencil, I'll draw a line across. I will draw a line that will split up Jie-min and her brother. And please remember to use pencil, so that if you make any mistakes, right, it can be easy for you to do your changes, to make your changes. So I'll draw a line in front of Jie-min and I'll proceed to write before. Followed by, leaving sufficient space, I'll draw a line across. And I'll write the word change. Followed by after. So for a start, I'll encourage you to spell out the full word and not use the short form called Bca, so that you will remember and you will internalize how this question is meant to be done. And another pro tip that I'd like to share is for you to write down these 4 magic words. And what are they? They are what changed, followed by what didn't. So the short form is actually WCWD, but as I mentioned earlier, try not to use short forms at the start. You only use the short forms when you are extremely familiar with the question type. Then you can use short form. So having done the basic skeleton of my table, I'll start to fill up my table with the numbers, okay? Which is like what I call the flesh of the table. So another thing is that when you are filling out the numbers, try not to write your numbers smack in the middle. Okay, like for example, they say that Jiamin has 1 unit, her brother has 4 units. Do not write your numbers in the middle. Okay, so that's a common mistake that we see. So what will be more useful for you as you are solving this question is to write the numbers near to the line, near to the top line, like this. So 1 unit and 4 units. So 1 unit for Jiamin, 4 units for brother. And if you realize that after their mother gave Jiamin 54 more marbles, Jiamin and her brother had the same number of marbles. Okay, so what does that mean? What does that mean? So normally when I'm doing this, if they have the same number of marbles, I'll put 1 unit for Jiamin and 1 unit for brother. So this 1 unit is basically what I'll put down to state that in the end both characters have the same number of marbles. And also I'll indicate based on my what changed, what didn't. As in when they ask me what changed, I would say is Jiamin. Then what didn't, it must be the brother. And our objective is to make what didn't the same for the before and after. So let me circle the brother. And having circled the brother, I will circle the brother over here as well. And our job is to basically make the units for brother the same. So brother was 4 units at first. Brother was 4 units before. Brother must be 4 units in the end because there are no changes that happened to the brother. Then I will put times 4 and a times 4. So from there, I will put equals 4 units for the brother. And I'll put equals 4 units for Jiamin. Because in the end, both characters actually have the same number of marbles left. Okay, and that is after their mother gave Jiamin 54 more. Then, as you are looking at the table, you'll be asking me, Teacher Ray, so where is the 54? Okay, where's the 54? So from the table itself, right, you realize that at the start, Jiamin has 1 unit. In the end, she has 4 units. This means that her units must have increased by 3 units. Okay, let me repeat this again. So at the start, Jiamin has 1 unit. In the end, Jiamin has 4 units because after she received 54 more marbles from her mom, from her mother, she has the same number of units as her brother. So her brother all along had 4 units. And in the end, the brother also had 4 units because nothing happened to her brother from the start to the end. From the beginning to the end. So in order for Jiamin to become 4 units in the end, in the change row itself, right, she must have an increase of 3 units. So this means that the 3 units that I have indicated in my ratio table itself, these 3 units, it has got to be paired with 54. It must represent 54. And from then on, it's going to be very easy for you to solve because if 3 units is 54, 1 unit has got to be 54 divided by 3. And if we type this into our calculator, we'll get a nice number called 18. And what do they want? They actually ask us for how many marbles did Jiamin's brother have at first. So based on what they request, based on what the question requests, we will circle the 4 units. Okay, we'll circle that for the brother. We'll circle that at the before row. Okay, and brother has 4 units at first. Since 1 unit is 18, 4 units has got to be 18 times 4. And if I key this into the calculator, and I'll realize that the answer is 72. So our answer is 72. And there we have it, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. We have come to the end. Okay, we have come to the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching Smashing Maths Problems with MRT Maths. So I wish you all the best, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much. Bye bye.